Okay, so this is a small project I'm doing. Um, I've wanted to build a tumbler for a really long time, just like a parts tumbler, something you could, toss old bolts in that are really rusted up and kind of messed up and not in very good shape. And after going online and looking around to see how hard it would be to build one versus buying one for $250 to $300, because the one I want to build, or the one I want to end up with, is fairly big. Is pretty expensive. So I came up with this idea. Actually, no, well, there's a couple people who have already done this, but to use a TreadMill to basically build your tumbler out of. You've got your rollers right here already set up. The motor's already set up. Variable speed controller. I'm going to use everything. And I've already got this one partially pulled apart, and then set everything up on a wood base and let it roll. I mean, how hard can it be? All the parts are in a TreadMill basically. And one thing that I thought was really cool, I didn't know this. I should have known this by now, but this TreadMill has got a little magnet here. And it's usually placed right over here, right next to this wheel. And whenever it goes around, if you step on the belt when it's running, it actually increases speed based on the load. So it doesn't slow down; it just speeds up a little bit to counteract. And I thought that'd be really handy for a tumbling machine. So I will be reusing this and. It should be pretty easy to mount right next to this pulley. But I'm gonna take another video in a little bit and kind of a update on where I'm at. Hopefully I've got everything torn apart. So pretty excited about this. Okay, so I got it all torn apart, and there's the remnants of it. Lots of good parts. And I was able to pull the top apart and found a wiring diagram in it, so I'm pretty stoked about that. But pretty simple system, really. I mean, nothing too complicating about it. The original reason for scrapping this whole thing was because the elevation unit, I guess, had gone out on it, and it wasn't able to increase or decrease elevation, so the board didn't come up or go down, and we no longer needed it. So I pulled it apart, and I'm using it for this tumbler idea that I got from a bunch of threads online. And as you can see, the whole system still works, and this is kind of gonna be my panel. Tell me how many times, I don't know, tell me how many times it goes around, but thing still speeds up. I don't think I'm gonna need to go too fast with a tumbling system, but I mean, if I needed to, it'll go plenty fast. But a little 2.5 horse motor gets the job done. I'm pretty excited. I'm gonna be able to reuse the entire frame that this whole unit was part of, mounted up on blocks, and I still have to get the other rollers out. The other rollers are on the end of it, but yeah, pretty happy. Okay, so this is what I'm using to tumble. This is a container that I just found today that is at that we bought at, I think it was Dollar Tree, and you can see it has little handholds in the side, but it's perfectly round. It has an open mouth, which is really important. But the handholds kind of provide a some place where it can actually agitate whatever's inside that you're tumbling. Anyways, there's bolts that I'm going to be tumbling. We got some here that we're running, but it's a little bit loud, so I turned it off for now. But it works really well, surprisingly well. And yeah, go ahead and put that in there. Might be a little bit big though. Yeah, this is before, you can, we're gonna leave these out. These are a little bit big. I need a bigger container for those. Yeah, you can put that in there. That's okay. You can put that one in too. Go ahead. And then what I'm do is, no, we're gonna leave these out for now. Those are a little bit too big. Take some awesome that I also got from the Dollar Tree. Dump, I don't know, dump a little bit in there. Enough. And I have, yep, that's an airplane. And I've got some sand. And the sand, I don't know, I mean, the sand worked great. I used some before. And I use, you know, I use a pretty good amount now.
Daddy, stop stopping it.
It's okay, it's okay. It's gonna be used. And the sand kind of helps break everything up inside there. And so far so good. I mean, it works pretty well. This is my first time using these containers, and it rotates on the the belt pretty well. But it's surprisingly cool how well this actually works. I didn't think it worked this good, but I'm really happy. Yep, there you go. Awesome sand and rusted parts bolts and my tumbler. Okay, so this thing's been going for about an hour and 45 minutes. It's kind of shut itself off, so which is pretty cool. I mean, it's kind of preset for an hour and 45 minutes, so everyone can just leave it and forget about it. This is all just thrown together. I still have to weld all this stuff, and I put a spindle up there from a Toyota just to hold it because it was bouncing around. But these, I'm going to go ahead and pull the tops off them and see what we got in here. I've already got the top off one of them, but I was able to run them both at the same time, and ran electrical tape around it so there's a little bit more of a contact surface because the plastic's dimpled a little bit. But yeah, we'll grab this one first. But yeah, look at that. Look at that. Yeah, I mean, how can you go wrong with that? Shit. Yep. So it's definitely doing its job. Let's see what we got here. Awesome sand and lots of spinning. Look at that. I even put bushings in there just for the hell of it to see what would happen. I'm gonna go ahead and rinse this off real quick. Let's see what we got here. See how clean these suckers really are. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's not too bad. Imagine if you had like a sifter, like a water sifter, this would probably be easier, but this works for now. But I mean, compared to what it looked like before, I mean, this is just ridiculous. There's still a little bit of rust and stuff, but I mean, all the oil and crap is gone. These are camber bolts for Toyota, or camber washers. Definitely not a bolt. But yeah, look at that. It's beautiful. So I think this goes to my high lift actually. Yeah. So I'm gonna try kitty litter. Try, I don't know. There should be a couple things that I can use to polish these up, to make them shine a little bit. I mean, it does give them it basically, I don't want to say sandblast because it doesn't, but it just beats the heck out of it. And very efficient, works really, really good. So that's how my tumbler works, and